And then after our first break, we may well do some multiplayer. Maybe a bit of golf gang, see who's on who's online and shit at that point. But in the meantime, yeah, we're gonna guard some galaxies. Haven't I already done this?
Comforting.
Shouldn't you be focused on figuring out what's inside those batteries quietly?
I'm pretty sure I already went back here and did this, so we'll have to see how it goes.
Oh yeah, he's definitely solid. What do you expect?
It's not there somewhere.
The emotional maturity of a 2-year-old.
Are you speaking of Peter Quill?
Obviously.
I'll have you know, I am super emotionally mature.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm pretty sure I got whatever I was back here before. Okay.
We are lost.
We're not lost.
I know where we are. Get him. How do I do a slide? Alright, we'll go this way. Elevator going up or down? One or two.
Next stop, Corell's office.
Okay, boom. And we're going...
Come on,
Ah.
just admit it, Quill.
I think we're going
You're
up.
freaking out right now.
Ah.
This whole deadbeat dad
Oh, shit.
thing's gotta be eating at you.
Some need many
Wait,
years to
come on.
fully
Why
comprehend
didn't you let me...
eternal
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Some never do.
Oh, we're here.
Well, that don't look good.
There was a struggle here.
Yeah, that's what I'm reacting to.
I am reacting in
Okay.
my own way.
I'm gonna see what's
This
down here
doesn't
first.
look good, Peter.
All we know is
Doesn't look
that
bad.
there was a fight. We don't know who won.
Pretty sure I know.
Alright, I need those.
So, where's this office, Quill?
It's around here somewhere.
It's not around
This
here, I'm
wasn't
pretty
this
sure.
messed up last time.
When in doubt, follow the stench of death.
I don't know.
Time for a feat of strength, Drax.
Think up here? Nah. Cheers, buddy.
I have been thinking.
Right.
It is customary
money,
on
money.
Katath to bathe new fathers in a river of blood.
Lucky for Peter we're not on Katath.
Yeah, I'd rather not be bathed in a river of blood. Oh my, Laurel Croft. Thought that was a corpse at first. Am I back in? Am I back in?
Hello?
Oh, cutscene. Let's go.
Corell? Nikki?
That's a lot of
Looks
crazy
empty.
people symbols.
Feels empty.
Maybe they're hiding.
There are always strange writings on the
Bring
wall.
them back. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and get in her
promise.
computer. See if I can wipe my criminal history.
Rocket!
Good shout.
Kidding. I'm gonna access her
No,
logs.
no, definitely do that.
You wanna know what happened
Get
here or
rid of
not?
the.
Fine.
Get rid of our
The
fine
rest of
as
us
well.
will take a look around. Maybe they left a clue or
The
something.
scribbles are Cree. This one says, Mother knows best.
Does she though?
Return, hope, promise.
Nikki?
Obvious signs of a struggle, Peter Quill.
Yeah, this doesn't look good.
I'm gonna go talk to Rocket quickly. What are you smelling, Drax? What do you smell, boy?
Healing.
Ugh. What one, fam?
Any luck getting in?
The thing's pretty well protected. I need time.
All right, let me know.
Let me go adventure.
Are you seriously focused on food right now?
Oh, yeah.
Mystery makes me
That could be
hungry.
good.
Hey, save me some, will ya?
Gotta eat when you can on this sort of world, you know. Anything in here? No. Nope, you're just having a little chill. Oh, what's this? A shiny.
What is this?
Ah, okay, yeah.
Some kind of a threat?
The Cree Council demands proof of Nikki's heritage under the Cree purity laws.
What Cree purity laws?
Corell never told you that either? The Cree are extremely strict about their bloodlines.
Racist.
This does not look good.
For you?
No, for Nikki. What are the chances the Cree are involved in any of this?
The Council of Purity isn't cryptic. When they punish someone, they make sure everyone knows it.
Corell and Nikki
Oh.
will be hanging.
Drax, come talk to us if you want to talk to us, buddy. Don't just shout through the wall, man. Jeez. Is Groot in here? Yeah, welcome, Groot.
Some kind of dye machine. Is
Dye
it normal
machine.
for Cree to dye their hair?
Not unless they're hiding something.
Ooh. DPS feels really
I
shitty at the
wonder if
moment.
Nikki made this.
Yeah, good point.
Dog report item. The rumbling continues.
Okay.
More Contraxia.
Why can't I use my boots? How's it going, Rocket Buddy? Do I have to do more stuff? I'm guessing there's something I haven't seen or done. More in here, is there? No. Ah, okay. So there is some more stuff. Okay, cool beans.
Oh, wow! The Kree have comic books?
I'm
Neat.
surprised. The Greek Council is very strict on approved forms of entertainment.
So this could be like super valuable then.
How valuable are we talking?
Like 7.
Nikki's ID. Something seems off though.
Yeah, it's really big. How are you going to put this in your pocket?
I don't know. Like it's been flagged
Like
or
it's been
something.
just to
Not
waft
sure.
a fart.
Is the girl's date of birth on those documents? Does it match with the typical Kree gestation period?
I really wouldn't know.
Okay. Okay. Maybe if we sort of, you know, put date of birth was on there, that might be the password. I've definitely seen everything in here as well then, or not? I saw that shiny on the floor. Ah, I haven't looked at her head.
The resemblance is uncanny.
She doesn't look anything like me. She's blue.
Anybody can paint
Besides,
themselves blue.
Why wouldn't
Let's be
Corell
real.
have just told me?
Protect her daughter, Peter Quill. Copulating with you was a capital offense under the Kree purity laws.
Oh,
shit.
right. That. So when Corell said we shouldn't be doing this,
He was being
She
literal.
really meant it.
Okay, I'm in. But I got bad news,
Let's go,
lover boy.
boy.
what did you find?
Come here and I'll show you.
He's gonna be a papa, isn't he? What you seen? What you seen, bro?
So what am I looking at?
Nothing.
She's the captain.
Oh.
Captains keep logs.
You keep logs?
I'm trying to tell you, they're gone. All of them.
hottie.
Almost like
It's
the
real
world
hottie.
mind went out of its way to sever everything.
Have you tried turning it off and on?
What about
point.
backups? Doesn't every Nova ship have a central hub or something?
Probably.
A Nexus mainframe, yeah. If there's ghosts anywhere in the system, that's
Oh.
where.
I categorically refuse.
Not literal ghost, Drax. He's talking about data.
Yeah, okay. Data.
Right?
Maybe.
Yes.
Ta-da.
But we'd have to access the Nexus directly. Means going to the bridge.
We're not leaving until we find out what happened.
Center of operations it is.
Okay.
According to the ship's map, the bridge should be right through here.
Sick. Captain first. Alright. Oh, something shiny down there.
Dog report item.
Oh,
It's one of
Jesus.
them priests down there, ain't it?
Oh yeah, one of the
Okay,
big
so
lads.
it looks like the church. Oh, crap.
Uh-oh. If I stand on
nuts
this
to
metal
this.
bit...
I'm out of here.
Stop moving.
A warrior does
Push
not
me off.
hesitate, Peter Quill.
No, if I stay on this metal bit, I'm safe, right? Why is she staying
He
there?
says after you.
Voices down.
Well, shit. Who would have saw that coming? Oh, his fringe isn't like that. Uh-oh. Oh shit, is that Cthulhu under there? No. More like Spirited Away type. Huh. I guess we have to fight him now, right?
Dog report item. We are under attack.
By a giant robot?
By some weird priests.
By a weird giant robot.
Okay, yeah, definitely a dog report item.
Pin him down, Groot. Put him up, Gamora. Lay on
This is how it's done!
Prepare for pain.
So is this a robot priest or a priest robot?
I did tap, motherfucker.
Man, that giant robot can take a lot of
Oh shit! Oh, and I went straight into it. Good shit. Leave them more alone, you meanie.
They say information is power, Peter Quill.
Hey, Quill! Warberry's got herself in a bind!
We
I know,
must
I'm
strike
trying
the
to free
large
her.
one with more force. Feel my wrath.
Dodge this! Is this thing what made all those Nova
Pretty
Corps
shitty
go
for him.
crazy?
Oh no, he got more health. Motherfucker. Oh, he's brainwashing people. Oh, that's not good.
Thing's pretty tough for an old machine!
Leave Groot alone.
What do them weird symbols say?
Definitely not something I recognize.
Deadliest woman in
Time's
Oh
up!
shit.
Destroy.
All we had to do was walk quietly across the corridor.
It's true.
Really? We're gonna do this now!
Zippy, are we barely touching this thing?
Thing's built tough! We need to really pile it on!
Motherfucker, I hit that. Oh. Oh yeah, I haven't tried any of the like shocks or electric things on it.
So, any new ideas
Oh,
on what
ripped
the
his arms
oversized
off. That's
vacuum is
good.
actually doing to Draxia?
A few. None of them good.
Run them
Fuck that.
through! Drax!
I'm on
Kick
it!
their butt! Death has come!
We're barely scratching the big thing! Hey!
The solution is simple. We must take it out first.
Oh shit, laser beamed in the face. I saw a Q thing, but I fucked it.
I don't know! Everything about this is getting more weird!
Buy some time, Groot! Smash him up, Drax!
No, I am leaning towards at least the
Oh.
I
Okay,
don't
we just have to
know,
kick him in
but
the
we must tell the
face.
dog
More
about the
deadly
priest.
in there
Robot
somewhere.
priest.
Says the mutt's not answering.
Keep trying. Rest of us can focus on figuring a way out.
Really? This is the server room, right? And servers mean data?
I can't just plug servers into my
mean,
skull.
data,
I still need a
so-
central terminal.
You said the bridge was on the other side of that corridor. So we just gotta make our
Oh!
way...
I didn't think it would let me run off the edge. It did. Games. I'm going for fake Milky Bar in the meantime. Or Milky Way, not Milky Bar. Oh, gosh.
We must tell the dog about the priest.
Robot priest.
Groot says the mutt's not answering.
Keep trying. Rest of us can focus on figuring a way out.
Really? This is the server room, right? And servers mean data?
I can't just plug servers into my skull. I still need
Good
a
try.
central terminal.
You said the bridge was on the other side of that corridor. So we just gotta make our way across and then up somehow.
So, how do we get across?
Peter's the one with the visor.
That'll do it.
There we go.
Well
nerds.
played, Peter Quill.
I know.
How am I
Whoa.
supposed to know why the pooch ain't picking up? Keep trying.
Come, Groot. Do I have to shoot it again now? Or what's happening now?
Perhaps we should have interrogated the robot priest.
Yeah, next time we encounter a giant, deadly robot priest, we'll tie him up first and ask questions.
Do you have rope?
No.
Then your plan is untenable.
What am I meant to do here? Oh. Because I was too busy looking for a puzzle, and there was just a big old button. Oh, let me jump across. See, you wouldn't let me run off the edge that time.
So according to the map I saw, Nexus should be just above us.
Nice.
Shall I throw the rodent?
Come on. All right, let's look around. Maybe we can find something.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to actually dash. I was just trying to crouch. No. That's a
Man,
punch.
what I would give to get into some of these servers.
I thought that was the plan.
Plan is to get to the bridge and hope that maybe someone left the Nexus unlocked. Wouldn't get my hopes up.
Did not see that as something that could electrocute me. No, I know though. Did I do it? Did I win?
Dog
you
report
son of a
item.
bitch.
We have encountered a formidable new enemy, but still no
I
sign.
swear that
of
forward dash
ghosts.
just never works on this game.
Open panel up in the corner there. Pretty sure that's our exit.
Okay. Have I just been losing life when I died there previously, or what?
We must tell the dog about the
That
priest.
took me all the way back here,
Robot priest.
motherfuckers.
Groot says the mutt's not answering.
Keep trying. The rest of us can focus on figuring a way out.
Really?
I didn't realise
This
that.
is the server
Wait,
room,
how is this
right?
not
And
coming across yet?
servers mean data?
I can't just plug servers into my skull. I still need a central
Oh,
terminal.
device.
You said the bridge was on the other side of that corridor.
That'll
Like, yeah, I
do
guess
it.
whenever we fell off the edge
Well
last
played,
time, it
Peter
just
Quill.
took part of our life away.
How am I supposed to know why the pooch ain't picking up? Keep trying.
Hope Cosmo's alright. Poor little buddy.
Okay, so according to the map I saw,
So it
Nexus
still counted me
should be
picking up
just
the-
above us.
Shall I throw the rodent?
No!
Come on.
I'm guessing I need to do that again.
All right, let's look around. Maybe we can find something.
Oh, that was close. One.
I have never understood how so much information is stored in such a magical
I
way.
think that's where we
What,
need to
you
be,
mean
right?
servers?
All of it. Servers, computers, technology.
So you basically don't understand
Don't
anything I
electrocute me,
do.
don't electrocute me, don't electrocute me, don't electrocute me, don't electrocute me. Whew. Easy, all day. So I moved that power, did that? That didn't do anything, did it? Oh, yeah, how you doing, Rocket? Oh, what are you saying up here? Well, I shot that thing.
Dog report item. We have encountered a formidable new enemy, but still no sign of the ghosts.
He didn't mean literal ghosts. Ghosts in the system. Remnants of data.
Ah, we're kind of over there.
There's an open panel up in the corner
I
there.
know, I figured it
Pretty sure
out
that's
now,
our exit.
Gomora, you get
Perfect.
them.
So we just gotta jump
Sasquatch
across
handler.
a few of these floaty server things. Seems perfectly safe.
Yeah.
To think, all of this could have been avoided had the rodent not broken the glass.
You're blaming
true.
him for that?
His panic scampering is what caused the final break.
Hey Groot, any luck getting through to Cosmo yet?
Oh, poor little Cosmo. I
still
think he's
nothing.
having a
Reception will
little doggy
probably be
troubles.
better once we're on the bridge.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works.
I thought for sure there'd be something.
Perhaps we should have
down there.
interrogated
Oh,
the
hello.
robot priest.
Okay, this is it, the command center.
Which I guess makes that the next control terminal.
Fingers crossed we find something useful.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking you should
I
do
wanna
the
loot.
honors, Quill.
That does not seem like you.
He probably thinks the Nexus is booby trapped.
Probably is.
That
Oh,
would
hello.
explain it.
Hey, I ain't the one that's eager to know.
Nice. That's quite the
New
mustache.
passcode found. Alright,
Find
sweet.
something?
See?
So
Worthwhile
Corell's
going
badge
around.
number is 0001. How could she be the first one?
The world mind reset all Nova IDs after the Galactic War. What are we waiting for, Peter?
Yeah,
Having a snoop.
just psyching myself up.
Find something?
Just some personal logs.
Another passcode.
I
And another
wonder.
passcode.
I do not understand. Why is Peter Quill not accessing the Nexus?
Because he's scared of ghosts.
Liar.
Who isn't? It's just smart living.
Groot
many
wants to
passcodes
know
do
if
people
Groot
leave around
solved
this
because of
office?
his fear of parental responsibility.
Have Have you found any
that's
useful
fair.
information, Peter Quill?
Useful information, your
Well,
mum.
it's something.
Dog
Okay.
report item. We have reached the command center, but Peter Quill refuses to access the Nexus.
Okay, so we got a whole
Locked.
bunch.
I wonder though. Nikki really didn't want her mom to know about this passkey she gave me.
Can I like?
No way is some kid's card
Oh,
gonna
no.
bypass
Oh, I forgot
the
just-
Nexus.
We're in.
You're kidding.
Well,
I didn't even put anything in.
Guys, we're in.
What? I didn't even choose
You
one.
may
I kept
find
trying to let
pertinent
me.
information here.
Yeah.
Get to the juicy stuff already.
this should be interesting.
What is happening?
Channeling your Nova Force.
A comprehensive guide to meditation
And managing your mental health.
Actually, I wouldn't mind a copy of that.
Pass.
Let me get this straight. She became a teapot? That's what my source said.
Amazing.
I hate you all.
Sounds like an Offspring song. 1 and 2
Well,
and 3
that don't
and
sound
4.
good.
The audio file must be corrupted.
The audio file and everything else in the galaxy.
I hear that.
Attention, away team. Please ensure your helmet cams are in full operation ahead of this afternoon's away mission into the quarantine zone. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just like Corel, everything by the book.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a list of bucketheads. We already know your girlfriend works here, Quill.
So
Agent of
mad.
Thanos. Gamora, care to
Don't
explain?
think I know this,
Not
dude.
really. Except that it wasn't me.
Check it out. Nikki's got a file.
Boring.
AWOL. I have heard of this one. He was a good
Roman
man.
Day.
Except good means scut when you're dead.
Oh shit, Nova.
She crashed into a Leviathan on
Samaya.
purpose and is still a better pilot than Quill.
Hey,
Get 'em.
What? You know it's true.
Criminal files, let's see.
They can't
Oh,
be
yeah,
that
these nerds.
scary if they share a record.
It's true.
I've heard of this guy.
Glary
He's
looks like
part of
Rhino.
a private army called the Lethal Legion.
What is it with you
What's this
Humies
dude?
and
Look
your
at his
stupid names?
Face.
Whoa,
From
whoa,
cool.
whoa!
Darkhawk.
Star-Lord is not in the same league as Darkhawk, okay?
Drax.
So Drax's criminal record is pretty big.
That is what
Indictments,
your
disturbing
mother
the peace,
said.
torture conduct, conspiracy,
It's great,
trespass,
'cause his
intimidation,
mother's
assault,
dead.
extortion, tax evasion, arson, legal scavenging, smuggling, hijacking, mayhem, vigilantism, torture, kidnapping, vehicle, homicide, murder, mass murder. That's quite, that's quite a.
I thought there'd be more
Hey, Gamora.
here. Barely
It's aiding and
scratched
abetting,
the
conspiracy,
surface.
resisting arrest, flying without a license, theft, assault, armed robbery, smuggling, illegal scavenging, murder, crimes of war. Okay.
You? A gold
Petty
dome?
theft, trespassing,
Over
intimidation,
my dead
assault,
body,
resisting arrest,
buddy.
bribery, blackmail, extortion, illegal scavenging, smuggling, armed robbery, murder.
You know, for a non-spacefaring species, us humans sure get around. Hey, isn't that the guy we
There's a
saw
lot of
when we
these
tried
guys.
to pay our fine?
Yeah,
Oh, is
that's
it?
him.
Oh, the guy that we accidentally shot into space.
Look. It's Drax's girlfriend.
Get
The
him.
Hellbender is not my girlfriend.
Lipless.
Why does this guy seem familiar?
Grand Unifier Raker. Wonder what he was looking for in the quarantine zone.
Maybe a normal face.
Probably nothing good.
Read it and weep, losers.
Doesn't
There
even have
ain't
a
a
name.
single scam me and Groot haven't pulled off.
Solely conduct,
You
petty
name
theft,
it,
conspiracy,
we've done it.
solicitation, assault,
If you're
resisting arrest, cybercrime,
charged, it
forgery,
means
fraud,
you've been
blackmail, illegal
caught.
scavenging, smuggling, mutiny,
You
arson,
realize that,
armed
right?
robbery,
Your point?
murder. Doo-doo-doo.
Wow, when Kree cops go bad, they really go bad.
Actually, an accuser is the equivalent of a judge, jury, and executioner.
That's right.
Wow.
Hey, me.
Your record's
Public
a lot
intoxication,
bigger than
public
I
indecent, petty
expected.
theft, bribery,
How
blackmail,
big
extortion,
were you
reckless lying, illegal
expecting?
scavenging, smuggling, hijacking,
Minuscule.
armed robbery, kidnapping, murder. Also, my Twitch dashboard just said I've gone live for some reason. By the looks of it. So if anybody has said anything, I don't know if my dashboard is playing up a bit. Hello?
Another guy from Earth.
I'm telling you, Quill,
Slows.
C-53 is the trailer park of the galaxy.
Really? Hey, Yondu!
Fun fact, that bounty Yondu put out is how me and Groot met Quill.
I'm just glad I talked you out
Sack
of
Bella
collecting him.
Rocha.
I am unfamiliar with this Kree.
One of the nameless.
Oh, spooky.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look.
Oh, that's a good
Wow,
one. I like that
super
one.
riveting, Quill. And to think we could still be reading my criminal record.
Please do not.
What's happening here? It says it's saved in the top corner. Can I close that? Thank you.
I was wondering how they knew about us.
Quill must have tripped the sensors on the way out.
Sounds like me.
Isn't that the mining rig from the quarantine zone?
Oh, great. Looks like your girlfriend was collecting evidence against us even after the two of you struck a deal.
I still do not understand how the Churchman's ship exploded. The Nova Corps is known for their security protocols.
It's called stupidity, Drax. Something the Buckethead's got a lot of.
Hey, Aini, how you doing today, dude? Words
Bitch
are
better have
very
my money.
unnecessary. They can only do harm. Banger. Good tune.
Gotta be
Good
something in here.
Tune. How you doing today, Island dude? You're me Rama fan.
Hey, isn't that...
The mining ship we explored in the quarantine zone, yeah.
When's the footage from?
Signal stronger. We must be
Future.
close.
How close?
Hard to say. There's too much interference.
Knackered, huh? What you been up to?
Corral.
It's been a big day for the dog walking. I'm doing splendid, cheers. Just fighting my way through the galaxy as usual, and you know how it goes.
Hey, what are you doing?
Ooh, that's a big spinny spindly thing. Almost looks like a cartoon.
She went in after we left.
Flark. That thing.
Dog walking but not slept
You don't
last
think.
last couple of days. Oh, sorry to hear that, dude.
devoured a monster.
Yeah, it's not been particularly hot here, but it's been humid
Could
as
have been
fuck.
a million
I don't know if
things.
it's been the same for
I mean,
you.
it's restricted space for a reason.
Completely forget where you are now. I know you
No,
moved out
you're
of
a
Wales, but I
lotus
can't remember where you
That
moved
thing's
to.
got
Was
nothing
it
to do with
Chester?
us.
Probably not Chester. Probably Chester. That's the gem we shot in the quarantine zone. Rocket's right, we don't know if it's the same creature. Let's confess.
Gem Corral picked up. I think it's the same one we shot in the quarantine zone.
We? You're the one who shot it.
Fine, the gem I shot. The point is that
Northwest, nice,
shadow
nice.
thing came out of it.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's currently raining? Oh, nice. Oh, man. It's not raining here.
Quarantine zone's
Nope,
a
quite the
giant
opposite.
death trap. So we released a
Yeah,
shadow
all the
thing.
grass around here. Like, my
We made it
garden's
out,
starting to
didn't we?
get some back. Now I've been
We sealed
putting a
the
sprinkler on
girlfriend
it and
while we
stuff,
did too.
but
You've been saying the whole time
everywhere
she's
around
probably
it's just
dead.
like
Probably
red,
alive,
like
probably
yellow
dead,
and
whatever.
brown
Important
grass.
thing is, we're all
It's been
fine.
warm but not too hot.
Corral
That
is
sounds nice.
tough. If anyone made it out, it's her. I know it.
And this is a particularly good video. Yep. Real good. I'm waiting for a scary monster to jump out at us. Damn lucky. Oh shit, it's Nova. Maybe. You can see the holes in the mesh on his arm there. How arrogant is this entrance? Jesus. Oh, it's Raker.
Guardians of the galaxy. You misread our intentions.
No, you've made them pretty clear.
Sometimes
Was that
sacrifice.
2-day aberration temperature spinner? 2-day aberration? What the fuck does that mean?
I had to check.
Just been alright, nice.
Groot, write the stars.
Yeah, it's just been muggy here for sure.
Grand Unifier. Breaker. Right? First, let me just say it's
We have to
really
fight his nerd
cool
friends.
that you've heard of us, right, guys? And
Ah,
it's
when
cool
I
you
go
didn't
for
try
fate,
to kill
right.
us just then,
Go for-
especially
only
with
go
your
for
two
30, so
pals
we got
right there.
39,
Could've
I
totally
think,
ripped
here.
us apart the moment you
I don't think it
walked
quite.
in,
I think it was
which we
39 point something. It
obviously
didn't quite hit 40 in our area, I don't
appreciate.
think.
But
Some places closer
also,
did though.
we kind of got a few questions, like
Like a week
Where
ago,
are
I was
Centurion
driving like a good,
Corral
I'd say 10-15 miles from my
and her
house,
daughter?
and I just saw so much smoke and like cloudy fog in the air. And it turned out another 20 miles past my house, so there'd been a big like wildfire.
choice.
Like you could smell and see the smoke
The
up to 51
matriarch
miles.
wishes
Pretty mental.
to share it with
Hot as here was 35. That's still ridiculous. Yeah, they should stop making the sun so hot, right? Like, Jesus, man. Put a hat on it. There used to be that song, the sun has got his hat on, hip 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 hooray. People were happy about that. Motherfucker lost his hat blatantly. There's no climate change. Just the sun lost his hat.
What do you mean he's not picking up?
Come. The matriarch
This is
awaits.
getting a bit ominous, isn't it? It's a pretty big ship. Is it just gonna... Oh, that's a weird looking ship.
What's wrong with the passport?
Sacrosanct. Universal treasure tree temple.
Here. Hey, at least the dumb skies let us keep our weapons.
They demonstrate their lack of fear. It was a proven battle tactic. Katathian warriors often ride into
They crowd around us pretty quickly though.
Keep your pants on.
Oh, it could be used as a distraction.
Yeah, no. Any other ideas?
Can you froth?
I can
Froth?
froth.
Can you twitch?
Yeah, I'm pretty twitchy.
All right. On my cue, you drop, froth, and twitch. While they're all distracted, we take off down one of them side halls.
What about me?
You, well, you know, take one for the team.
Sounds
I'm
bad.
not gonna.
Walk with me.
Come on, Quill, just grab your chest and drop.
Find another plan.
I mean, it could work. Captain should be looking out for the better
So,
crew, right?
the
Oh, I don't
matriarch
even need to
asked
do
for
anything.
us
They're
by
walking on their own. Go on then.
You specifically. Although I cannot fathom why.
Peter's constantly surprising us too. But if he's first in line for brainwashing, I gotta say.
Is that what you think? That
Yeah.
we're brainwashing?
We've met your recent converts.
Oh, look, they
Overly
love me.
zealous doesn't even begin to describe
They
it.
have embraced the matriarch's promise. A life-altering experience, yes. But
These
one
are
that
grey,
must
or-
be freely accepted.
Quill, his
Struggling
throne.
to make up their
So take it out of here.
faces.
How? What are you two whispering about? Well,
He wants to know if you know you're the bad guy.
Actually, we were just admiring how huge this place is.
it is grand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Belief in the matriarch restored
as
it
fuck.
to what it was before the war. Just as her promise will restore everyone we lost. Mothers, lovers, sons. This promise raise the dead.
Of course it won't. You can't bring people back.
We can't.
Maybe we can.
The matriarch, the divine vessel.
So the
Got an
vessel's called the
idea, but I
Matriarch.
need time. Stall him.
You alright? Oh, no, too late. What's he doing?
What?
It's just like a new type of IKEA.
Come, join me.
Oh, it's a platform. That's neat.
If I intended to kill you,
Wow.
Jesus.
Okay, that is a cool trick.
That would be terrifying to be on. I'd hate this.
Explain how you did it.
sorcery. I can understand how some might see it that way. But I used science. The science of faith. Faith is not science. But faith energy is. This skiff. My inquisitors. Even Sacrosanct herself. All powered by the same miraculous energy.
Methane.
Energy I discovered.
I'm going for the drone. Keep him talking.
What now?
What? What is it?
It's just, you discovered stuff, and you claim to,
She's a good public speaker.
control energy?
Faith energy?
Right. Well, it just seems like all this,
I think what Gamora's point is you say you have all of this energy.
Faith energy.
Right, but when we first saw you, weren't you stranded on Hallis Hope because your shuttle ran out of juice?
Yes, I was, but...
So why didn't you just believe that your ship had more gas?
It doesn't work that way. Faith energy is a byproduct of belief. Focused belief.
Okay, sure.
I saw this proven. Focused belief in him is what enabled us to survive.
So, you were saying?
Wait. Weren't there more of you?
What? No.
No, nope.
Nope.
It seems like the kind of thing that we would be aware of. Indeed.
Please continue your fascinating account of, you know.
I can't remember what he
did
said.
you mean when you said them?
I think it was
just
him.
Now.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? And could you maybe talk some more about it?
I was talking about him. The healer who could not reverse the death of my son! You
Oh, I thought he went down.
get off that now. Back with the others.
What? I was just admiring.
Silence!
Did he die momentarily? What happened? Are we gonna die momentarily?
It's time to meet the matriarch.
Or maybe it is an actual living person.
So, we gotta summon the Milano. Now, if you'd kept Grand Unicorn talking, I could have answered that. Now we gotta look for a comm relay station.
Ridiculous. The ship is exceptionally spacious.
Yeah, well, maybe we can ask Quill's girlfriend for directions after she's warped our brains.
Should have said him.
On. What?
Oh, I didn't see what it said, but I think because I didn't do the drone, I fucked it. Oh. Ugh. That does not look nice. Oh. A young king matriarch, isn't she?
My lady, as requested, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Thank
Thank
knows our
you,
name.
Grand Unifier. Guardians, you may approach.
Peter Quill, order your offspring to come down from there this instant.
Maybe I'm out of line, but aren't you a little young for a dress that short?
Get him.
Aren't you a little old to write your name on your clothes?
Get him.
Took you long enough.
Yeah, well, you know how chatty Grandpa gets. Hey, we're gonna get you out of here. Just follow my lead.
But this is where we're supposed to be. We're gonna save everybody. I'm gonna save them, I promised.
Come on, snap out of it, kid. You're just saying what he wants you to say.
Oh, fight time.
Hold on, everybody!
The girl is clearly not herself.
Of course I am. But I'm more than just me.
She's Hamaja too. They look like weird Ultron bots.
What do you mean? Where's your mom?
Mama's here. She's right here. Inside me.
This thing's in around must be
Oh,
well heavy.
thanks for clearing that up.
The light joined us. I thought she was gone. But I can bring her back. They're all waiting for us to bring them back. All we need is faith. The Grand Unifier helped me understand.
We should take his
This
nose.
is one big con. Trust me, I know a thing or two about...
Why can't you just believe in me? Why won't you just listen? Nobody ever
This
listens
is why you don't make like teenagers
until
superpowered
I
peoples.
show them.
Uh-oh. It's about to go down. Ah, when she got shot in the gut. Don't you hate it when your mum gets shot in the belly
Die, Peter.
and then you get
You
kidnapped?
can save her. I promise.
Oh.
Get back! Your scaly mitts won't touch one
gonna say, in this day and age, you'd just smash through the window, right?
Push them back, Peter! You can do it! You can finally save me! Kill them, Peter!
Much, Mom!
Make them pay for what they did to us!
These lizard freaks need to go!
I'm trying, I'm just really terrible at this shit.
Peter! I imagined this moment so many times.
So did I, Mom. So did
Right.
I.
Ah, she's still dead.
Oh, Peter! Oh, Peter, my boy!
Mom. What's going on? How is this possible?
You saved me! That's how. I knew you would never leave me.
I didn't. I mean,
Look at you! Look at you, all grown up! And into the great leader I knew you would become.
I mean, he was
Peter,
wearing
I
two
am so proud of you.
shirts.
Your father would be so proud.
I don't understand. I saw you die. Did I go back?
You are here. That's all that matters. We have all the
he's
time in the
mental.
world now. You and me, and your friends too.
My friends.
Sure. The house is plenty big enough. And I want to meet this amazing
not- there
team
weren't that
of
many
yours and
rooms.
hear all about your
I suppose they
incredible
could sleep in the barn.
adventures.
That is... You don't know how bad I've wanted this.
Oh, nothing will ever break us apart. I promise, Peter. I promise. I can't believe I have you back.
Uh-oh.
Mom, you're squeezing kind of tight.
Uh-oh.
We have so much time to make up for. Maybe we'll finally get to finish that game. Can you feel it? The promise is all around us.
Thomas, that was one of the evil words scribbled on the wall. I like
The
stop this.
matriarch will reunite us now and forever.
Oh. Nah, she did.
That was a little loose. Shouldn't be the cause of the problem, though. Might need to top off the oil. Plugs are like new, so that's not the problem. I guess that needs replacing.
Peter! Dinner's almost ready!
Yeah,
Just
be
gonna
right
live here,
there,
are we?
Mom.
Will we? Oh, I can't use my visor.
Meredith Quill, where do you keep your carving knives?
Oh, there's one in the drawer, nearest the stove.
All I see is a dull instrument fit for a child.
That's the one.
I will have to bring
You're
you a
doing Grutius.
Kentuckian blade on our next visit.
I am Groot. I am Groot.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much what I'm thinking, birdie. Can we go in here? Don't think so. Nope. No, right there either. Okay. What is that dark stuff all around the screen? That's not fun. Can I take that axe? I feel like everyone's false and I should murder them. I think that's trying to eat me. Is it because I'm not going to the house? Seems a little foreboding. I'll go in the house. I'll go in the house.
There you are, Peter. I was just about to come out and call you again.
Some things never change, I suppose.
Ah, Will. Your mother was just telling us about your childhood.
Just some of your better adventures.
She also told us she had found a suitable mate for you. But you refused to see reason.
Drax, you said that would stay between us.
You've only been on Earth for half a day, Mom, and you're already playing match.
Oh, Jesus.
Sounds like we need to have a serious talk over dinner, Peter.
Why do I feel like I'm about to get
shit.
grounded?
Who sent in? Accept the promise? Nah, fuck that.
That is...
Maybe we should have
You
accepted
don't
it
know
just
how
for the
bad
fun
I've
of
wanted
it,
this.
Oh, nothing will ever break us apart. I promise, Peter. I promise. I can't believe I have you back.
Let go of me.
Oh, I
Stop.
could have just pressed back the whole time. I didn't
I
realise.
believe I have you back.
Seriously, Mom. Stop hugging me.
Peter, what are you doing?
Die, bitch, die! Mother!
I don't understand.
Help her get back up.
This isn't right.
Just do this for eternity. Get off of me! Get out of here! Motherfucker. Yeah. That's it. Get wrecked, nerd. You ain't my mama.
Now, Peter. While it's distracted, we can reach Nikki. She needs our help. Hurry!
Oh, Jesus.
Dad! Come on, get up. We don't have much time. We need to get everything ready. Mom will be home soon. Come on, get up.
Oh, this is a different world now. Effort grunt. Hey, who ripped up all my stuff?
What the hell?
I've been living here now. Shit's all topsy-turvy.
This better not be like some weird episode of The Twilight Zone. You guys aren't in there, are you?
Can I get my jacket? Yeah, but
Remember
can.
taking this off? Or hanging it up?
Hanging up the jacket for his little... We went, oh, party time, bun that shit. Scandal in this room.
I haven't seen one of these in years.
What, the mirror?
Even get a
Or the
pirate hat
pirate
out here.
Okay. I really wasn't sure. Anything else? This is a messy bedroom. Come on, kid. Chewbacca.
How you holding up? Yeah, I don't know what's going on either.
Can I just leave? No. Oh, no, the boots.
Your mom let you have jet boots.
After you convinced her.
Why would I convince her to let you have jet boots?
Because they're cool.
I am cool. Okay, party time.
Finally! I need your help. Mom will be home for lunch soon and I want everything to be perfect.
Perfect?
For her birthday. That's today. Did you forget again? Dad? Dad?
No, of course not. I just don't remember falling asleep.
Great. So, can you help me set everything up like we said yesterday? I just need help with the holo projector, and then there's the cake and
was
the
a different
present that we got
mindset
her.
yesterday.
I want everything to be
Faux
perfect
daughter.
before she gets home.
Oh, okay.
Hey, cake. Or a hat.
Wow. This looks amazing. Did you make it?
Oh no, I ordered it from the bakery planet.
There's a bake?
No, I baked it.
Oh man, I was genuinely
Okay,
hoping for a
that just
bakery
leaves
planet.
the present and projector.
Okay. This is kind of present-like, right?
Galaxy's greatest dad. Is that supposed to be me?
Obviously.
Girl, why you lying?
Nick? Is it supposed to be fuzzy?
Obviously not. It's not focused right or something.
Embracing
Can
the
you
fatherhood
refocus
at this
it?
point.
Wow.
It turned out so good. I was sure I messed part of it up.
Wait, did you make this?
What is it?
It's hollow, and the star system around it, and I think I got all the moons.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's alright.
Just need Mom's present now. I think it's somewhere in my room.
Motherfucker, I just came from your room. It was filthy.
Never did get one of these. But if anyone deserved it, it was Corel.
She always wanted a framed picture of something. The computer's not even here now.
We are still on your mom's ship, right?
Of course. You're so weird.
She's humming from over there, but
Weird
speaking from over there.
begin to cover it.
Yeah. Especially your daughter who can throw her voice apparently at will. Yeah, why have you lit the candle? She's not even home. I'm getting it. God. I mean, what's just in here? Well, clearly ain't the Chewbacca, because that's mine. Pirate hat, maybe? What's this present, you little nerd? Maybe it's the pirate hat.
Is this your hat?
You gave it to me, remember?
I don't like how she can hum and talk at the same time. That's scary.
I do not remember this.
Oh, this is it.
Happy birthday, love,
This wasn't
Nikki
here before,
and
right?
Peter. Why don't I remember this?
Because it's not real, Peter!
Yeah.
Okay, put it with the others.
Put you with the others.
Great, the gift. Put it on the table.
I know.
Dad, you're not trying to steal Mom's present, are you?
Yeah.
One birthday present.
Oh man, I do want some cake though.
What did you get her?
We got it. On Nowhere. Remember that artist's alley we went to and the painting she really liked? Of Kree-Lara?
Oh, right. Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so. How does it look?
Shit, fam.
Amazing. Your mom's gonna love it.
What is it? What are you doing? The cake's already
Thanks,
over
Dad.
there. What even
I
mean?
love you.
Fuck you.
Wow. Okay,
Nikki, why is the door locked?
It's Mom. I'll make sure everything's perfect. You get the tour.
Alright. Might as well play along until I get cake, right?
Surprise!
Peter? What are you two? No!
Oh.
Don't believe it, Peter.
Doctor Strange shit.
This isn't real.
I know.
She's being tricked. She never should have been here.
Oh shit.
What you saw. I don't know how, but the three of us are connected now.
Because you banged a mater.
That thing has her, but she can still be saved. She has to accept my death. She must.
I mean, it's pretty easy to accept your death of your parents
Show
and
her
your
how
child
to
and being
live.
killed over it. Jesus, right?
Free my daughter. Save her. Please!
I'll think about it. Oh, time to fight. You little Ultron-y type buggers.
Child! Get the matriarch out of here! Now!
Oh shit, they bubbled her. Oh, and they're gone. Well, surely a fight's up in here, so
By
let's get to it.
rejecting the promise,
Yeah?
you have proven yourselves unworthy.
Oh, bullshit.
And
just
must
gotta have
be
faith!
destroyed.
Alright, well, we'll shoot this nerd. Alright, first of all...
What did you do to us?
Larkin mind games? I'm gonna puke.
Puke later. Focus on Ranger.
I pressed it, motherfucker.
No, Scott. That's why we're trying to get out.
Move away, Rocket! Chop, chop, Gamora! Drop this
To the
line!
bone!
Die! Feel free to make this one personal!
You must answer for this!
Let's show this sucker
My
the real
faith
meaning
must
of
not
hurt!
waver.
Now's our chance!
Did it again, goddammit.
This cannot be!
Huddle, baby, let's go.
Guys, huddle up!
could be over, traitor, if you would leave the bludgeoning to me.
Not my fault you're slower than my sword.
You're both
That's true.
slow. 50 units as me and Groot can mow them all down without you.
50 units. I'll take that bet. Yeah, we stick together.
Guys.
Gun
Don't keep saying you're
together.
better than the rest, like a dance competition where the losers fail the test. Well, those scut plugs on the field only want to take us out.
That's my babe.
So if we don't dance together, this whole fight will be a rout. Who's with me?
I am with you, Peter.
Can't wait to take it down!
I'm filling my vape. 2 seconds. Oh shit.
If you choose to be blind, so be it.
Oh, what happened there? But I'd only just got my everybody's specials unlimited. Oh shit! Oh, he's got a big old sword or a staff, trident. Can't really tell at this point. Was that it? Oh no, we got to fight these nerds. Oh come on, we were doing well against him. Right, so we swerve our
Hey,
superpowers, right?
Grandpa, you think we're afraid of your goons?
They do not leave this chamber.
No, your goons do not leave this chamber. Very good point. Oh, they giving him superpowers? Oh, that's bullshit.
Peter Quill, unleash me!
Not letting that bastard
Okay.
again.
Oh fucking hell, it won't even let me do my things.
These guys win the prize for creepiest costume!
Gruesome death, they are a mockery!
You owe me one, Quill.
Oh, thanks, buddy!
Oh shit! Hey, Mojo, my man! How you doing, dude?
Well, that's not fair!
Ow, motherfuckers, could you not? I'm trying to unfreeze my friends.
Cosmo wouldn't have cut us off on purpose, would he?
No way! He's a good boy! Whenever...
Oh shit, I'm dead. How you doing, Mojo, dude? Shit. I blame Mojo. He came in.
You suck!
I blame Almighty. He came in, and I was like, I can do it better than these guys and win and all that
No, I
jazz.
am not letting
Get a
that
load of
bastard
these candles, you know. That'll-
Stick it to
Never
him!
seen
How you doing, Almighty Mojo? My mains. I'm down tains.
Cosmo wouldn't have cut us off on purpose, would he?
No way! He's a good boy!
I didn't realize I was. Oh shit.
Not his fault! No fair! He's boosting everyone but us!
Trying to go too late. There we go.
All the more reason to kill him first!
Oh shit.
Next time,
Get out of here, nerd.
Not going into the light this
Oh,
time,
shit.
little buddy!
Perhaps we should talk to them!
since when do you talk instead of fighting?
Oh shit, let's just do this. Spin around.
How are they able to float like that?
Oh, the roar's over there.
Like Captain Jetboots is jealous.
I'm ready! Find me an opening!
Alright, now you're frozen again, goddammit.
What's the opposite
Oh,
of
shit.
heal? Let's do that to him! What kind of church has bouncers? This is all...
Oh shit. Oh dear. I keep perishing. They're tricky buggers. Okay, third time's the charm. Easy. All
No,
fighting
I
Jack,
am
all
not letting
fighting
that
Jack.
bastard take her
Right,
again.
you do your sneaky
Get the
sneaks.
preacher for now.
You do your booster
Fire's
boots.
pissed.
You do your charge
Show
at
him
them
some
like a
muscle.
crazy
Danger
motherfucker.
close, Rocket!
Why must they attack us?
Brainwash Scuttle.
What kind of church has bouncers?
This is all so unnecessary!
Oh Jesus.
Using his teeth
Watch
ever.
your butts. The floater's healing the rest of them.
You can't do that without a head!
Would you like help here, Gamora?
Silence is chanting!
Stop hitting me, stop hitting me.
Meet your maker! I have assuaged the threat! Return to the skirmish!
Appreciate the help, big guy!
Shit.
Look! The sorcerer heals his ilk!
Put a target on him!
Our blows seem insignificant!
I see that soul! These guys win the prize for creepiest costumes!
That's supposed to
Oh, shit.
intimidate us?
Perhaps we should talk to them!
What makes you think they can speak?
Oh shit. There we go, team fight.
What is next, Peter Quill?
I was just
That
trying
was
to wake
it?
him up!
There we go. Told you third time's a charm. I was just being theatrical, if you will. Yeah,
Pretty easy target.
yeah. All right. Well, let's spend some of these. Right. Who still needs to get their second thing? Me. Oh shit. Oh, and rocket toss a grenade at enemy drawing others towards initiative from group. Oh, that could be good because I do need to. Like that one, they started grouping up on certain people too much. Yeah. Alright. Nice.
It's down here. How do we get out?
You should have bought me more time with that drone. Now we gotta go in blind and hope we can find a comm center to call the Milano.
Figure it out. Anybody see a way up?
Yeah.
Careful!
More nerds.
I see a way up.
How thoughtful.
Okay. Hopefully these stay working. Oh shit.
Carve him a new one!
Is that what they call a spiritual experience?
Yeah, that's easy.
Flark and run, suckers!
What? Is someone coming for us?
Scott!
I want to look back.
Go, go, go!
Oh Jesus.
Aw, Flark! Just jump!
Alright. Can we just shoot that thing?
Bad. That's very bad. We need an exit.
Then make one!
No, I'm guessing that thing doesn't die. Hey Drax, do you mind smashing that shit up
Drax,
first?
hit this part of the wall as hard as you can.
Why?
Because we're about to die.
Right.
Is it still
I
coming
know
or
that
what?
sweet smell anyway.
Ooh.
Come on! We can escape through that drain!
Are you
Drain
nuts?
of blood.
That's highly toxic warp drive
Oh, it's warp
coolant.
drive.
We can't just jump in there.
We
At least it's
need
not
to
blood.
keep moving!
Maybe I wasn't clear. That's a pool of instant death.
What if
What the?
we turned it
Drax,
into
man,
non-instant death, like wine?
Everything okay?
Yes.
Instant death
Okay,
into wine, you know,
so
that old
maybe
Jesus
it
trick.
ain't warp drive coolant.
Maybe it is blood. Huh. I still reckon it could be though, you know. Alright, well.
That's tingly.
Well, we need to talk about your kid trying to kill us.
Raker did something to her. This is his...
Interactive chest. Oh, I want that.
No. The Grand Unifier
I want
said
it,
if
please.
the drones into the lower halls, the heretics would have been disintegrated.
Scott holes. Yeah, maybe. But if we are lost, at least they can't find us.
We're screwed.
We're lost and we're screwed.
I just need to get my bearings. I ain't never been on a ship this big.
Trust your instincts, little one.
Cheers, birdie.
Guess it's better than Abomination.
You are a silly little thing.
Huh. Oh yeah. Oh day, let's
So,
go.
this is all about bringing back the dead. Half the people
Oh
I've
shit,
ever-
we can play him as Bad Lord. Alright, let's change that outfit. Oh god, that looks
No, they're
terrible.
dead, and you don't see me
Lovely.
trying to burn the world.
I would raise planets for a chance to restore my Camaria.
You kinda did.
No, that was for me.
Alright. No one notices I've changed outfit completely. Cool, just carry on. They must be so used to him just doing like mid-adventure pose changes.
What are they doing?
Blocking our way forward. So many doors. You do know the way out, right?
I would have
One
if
of-
you
one of
guys
the doors.
bought me more time with that drone.
Oh, you son
It's
of a
gotta
bitch.
be through one of them doors.
Which one?
That one.
Well, we know it ain't the one we just came through.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, we got this.
Hey, look! These idiots don't see us yet.
Is it? Oh, what's that do?
Throw that, Drax!
Oh shit.
No time to stand around fighting these goons. The faster we get out, the faster we save Nick. Gonna try
Don't do that,
this
you little
one.
bitch. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button every time. That's not good.
Wake up! Breaker is using you!
Step faster than up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Catch your Jackson. Come on. Get up, get up, get up.
They do not follow the light.
Also, I'll be going to a break in not too long, guys. So, I'll be eating during that, and then afterwards, maybe a little bit of a multiplayer, you know?
Good!
Alright, floor number 2!
Hurry, Peter! We're gonna get over here!
Don't get overrun. That's silly.
Drax! Stay with us, man!
I actually have no idea what we're looking for.
Just take these guys! That wasn't it!
Then try another one!
One of these has to be it!
Stop picking all the wrong doors!
It's not by choice! This one looks promising!
All these doors look promising. Oh, it is this one. You just assumed it's the right way. Alright.
Stand back!
Throwing that out. Maybe golf game? See how people are feeling? I don't know if Bakura's still streaming, but if somebody doesn't mind maybe jumping in the stream if you're already there and seeing if he also fancies some. Probably, I'm gonna like eat, so I'll probably be more around 9ish.
Crap, it's a dead end. Now what?
Up there!
Yeah, I was
That
gonna say, it's not that
catwalk's our
dead of an
way
end.
out.
If we can get across that gap.
Look, we got a bigger problem.
Drone's back!
Oh,
Will, find us a way up to that catwalk before we're extra crispy.
I'm on the catwalk.
Peter,
Yeah.
tell me you've got an idea here.
Yeah, go on then.
That pill Drax. Push that across the gap.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Yes.
Maybe golf game.
No!
We'll see what other
Wrong
people
way,
think.
Drax!
What the Scott, man?
Drax!
You fat-headed buffoon. That was our...
Doesn't matter. We've got an exit. Let's go.
Have we? Oh yeah. Uh-oh. I'm stuck.
Well, that thing really wants a piece of you.
Too bad. They're my pieces.
We should keep moving.
Oh, I didn't even tell you to do that.
This
Wow,
doesn't look
starting to
good,
take
Peter.
initiative.
Whoa.
Ah,
Is
yeah,
this
it doesn't look good.
Some
no.
kind of torture chamber?
What are you saying, Rocket?
They look peaceful. Hey, are you okay?
I might as well be back on Half-World. Some of my fellow experiments bought into this kind of scut. The Kree scientists told them we were chosen, and they tailed the snout believed it. Even as they were dying.
Also, I think there might be a
you
new
didn't.
level on Golf Gang. I'm not actually sure.
I was
I'm
one of the
sure I saw
smart
something
ones.
about that.
Me and, can't stand looking at him.
You and who? I thought you said
Let's
you
get
and
the
Tom.
flark out of here.
Alright. I don't need to tell me twice. Boring ass raccoon. He's not really that boring, but, you know.
I've had enough
have
of this
emotional
nightmare.
issues.
Tell me we're close to your comm center.
Maybe I'd
You saw
have
something
an
about a new level on
answer
the plate
if
today?
you
Okay,
people
sick.
hadn't
Hopefully it is a
botched
brand new
my
level. That'd
plan.
be pretty neat.
So that's a no.
Big ship like this has got to have
Neat.
multiple comm centers. We'll find
Also,
one.
when are we going to find another tool bench,
I
man? I'm
hope.
stacking this shit now. Hey guys, I think we should just go up here.
It's gonna be okay.
Where pretty much every other day though it's fun as fuck. Oh shit. Well, Mojo's going to be wrecking shit.
These markers for everything. people battery in this place.
That's a lot of bullets.
I got enough.
Good.
Slain,
There's a
believer.
lot more where he came from.
Beat him! Wrap him up, bud! Where? Sack him! Wipe him out! I wonder if we would have ended up in those juicing tanks! A meaningless death!
Go back to the shadows, unholy beings!
I think the big guy's hallucinating. I ain't gonna let them hook you up to no face drainers. That's my promise.
We got this one! These guys are basically space vampires, right? Leeching faith instead of blood? Flying around in their unholy temple ship?
Soon they'll all be ex-space vampires.
Go. Shocking. You still suck. Okay, good to know.
Man, that felt good. Now, let's see where we
Smell
are.
great though, did it? What's that about? Fuck is this? Explosive vent. Doesn't seem that explosive to
Have
me.
we considered going up? Or we could go down.
How? Where?
Perhaps we should go inside before the storm arrives.
The door's
Okay,
locked.
just stop helping.
Can I not shoot anymore?
Yeah, this is definitely it. A comm center.
Finally.
Are we gonna go in or what? What's happening?
We're cornered prey in here if they send enough troops.
I got an idea. Let's make sure they can all hear us complain about it.
Oh, funny coming from you. You're the one with a big mouth.
While that is anatomically true, you can flark right off.
Gladly, if it means getting out of this room.
Oh, these guys are touchy. I mean,
Rocket, do your magic.
Yeah, just let me do it.
That
must be the comm relay.
yeah, there's a couple that I think the ones where you have to change direction on the balloon.
So,
they're
how long is
impossible
this
to get
gonna
them on the
take?
right amount. I'm with you.
I'm
There's I think
gonna
I
need
tried
your
all of them
help.
once as well, like
Sure.
the time trial, just to take it easy,
Alright.
chill. There's a couple I got
Stand
like
right
DNFs on. I
here.
was like, there's
Okay.
no way you can get that gold even if you do it proper.
Perfect.
It looks so weird in this costume. Yeah, the balloon's a bastard.
Why are we pretending we did not witness what we witnessed in the ceremonial chamber?
Because the promise is an insidious lie.
How can you be certain?
Because I wanted to believe it, but I knew when I woke up it...
We'll all be gone.
What did you see?
Thanos? Oh shit, that's Dark Groot.
I saw my mom. Alive. There was something else there too.
A shadow.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever it is, it's using the girl. Probably fed her alive her own.
How'd you eat a lie? Silly Gamora.
About correct.
I know, she's...
Fucking Scott.
GG.
What? That was completely intentional. The Milano's on her way.
Whisker's on fire.
Thanks, bud. All right, let's split before the Faith Brigade realizes what we did.
Excited with that hair. It really does.
the Milano supposed
It's
to
weird
dock?
as hell.
It's cute they use the word doc.
But hey,
She doesn't have hanger
might as well
clearance,
write it
so
for a
we're gonna
bit.
have to get creative.
Okay, just don't go overboard.
That's exactly what we're gonna do. I found a rendezvous spot near the hull.
Wait, what?
Relax. I know where
Really
we're
good tool
going.
bench.
This
Hey, more
sucks, and
stuff,
I hate
nice.
it.
Yeah.
bench we can use.
Do
Peter.
it fast if you're gonna. That drone's still hunting us.
Alright, well, always time to upgrade.
Better safe than sorry.
Okay,
Let's get it
what can we
done.
do?
All right.
Okay, so we can do low life buff. Shield restoration, extra shield, extra health. Got that one. Perfect dodge, super quick punch. Drop additional health pickups when land a lethal blow. Okay. I think we'll go for generate shield points more quickly in combat. Oh.
And voila!
Okay. We might as well do that one while we're here.
Done in record time.
Oh yeah. Okay, nice.
Got a crick in my back because of that.
Okay, I think I'm gonna